Hey guys, so today we are talking potty training. When to start, how to go about it, what you need, what you don't need, and all that. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Joe again, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Here we talk motherhood, baby care, breastfeeding, pregnancy, and all that. Yeah. So today I want us to share about potty training. Now I know you wonder, when should I start this? And my child is this year's and they're still wearing a pamper. How can I stop it? Or how can I stop my baby from peeing on the bed? Or at what age should they really stop peeing on the bed? When should I start training my child to start, stop peeing in their pants and all that, yeah? So, when do we start potty training? So guys, you can already start potty training a baby at even about 2 months. And this is how. So, you actually encourage them to pee, and you do not let them pee on themselves when you can actually avoid it. For example, if you're home, you breastfeed your baby, or you fed them using the bottle, whatever you used to feed them. Definitely anyone, if you drink something, definitely you're going to feel like peeing after some time, right? That's right. And usually with babies, for them it's quick. The more they take in, the more they let out. The more they take in, the more they let out. So the more you breastfeed them, the more they are going to pee. And babies are breastfeeding all the time, right? And therefore they're going to be peeing all the time. So during the day when you're home relaxed and your child is not wearing a diaper, or I should say your child shouldn't actually be wearing a diaper if you're trying to potty train early, right? So at home, be free, no diapers at home. So after breastfeeding your baby, you can actually hold them like they are standing and then take them down a bit. You know, the babies are flexible. Like when you try to make them squat, they will squat. I don't know if you've noticed that. Try it with your baby and you will notice they do it. When you hold a baby and, place them on a surface and make them stand, they will stand there. If you hold them and hold them when they're standing and take them down to sit, they will also go with where you're taking them, right? So hold your baby and take them down to squat in a squatting position. And trust me, the baby will pee. Try it and let me know in the comment section if it has worked, right? Give them a minute. Okay, don't take them down and stop immediately. No, give them a minute to pee. If they don't want to pee, then of course they won't pee, yeah. And sometimes when they don't want to pee, they'll start pushing themselves up again, yeah. But if you are still training them to do it, because when you're starting, they'll always push themselves back, but you keep them there for a minute, and you will realize the baby will pee. And when they don't want, of course they won't, yeah. So you do that every time you breastfeed your baby. You take them, you put them in that squatting position, and trust me, they will pee. You can do this for boys as well. It actually took my boys some time to start peeing while standing because I was doing this. But it's important because I don't know which other way to help a boy pee without the squatting bit of it, because with my son, because actually when I gave birth to a boy, I was kind of scared because I felt like I knew how to take care of babies, but I felt like I knew more how to take care of a baby girl, more than a baby boy. So when I realized I was going to have a boy, I was like, I don't think I know how to take care of a boy. And those are some of the challenges I faced with raising a boy. Potty training, I was like, so should I also make him squat? But he's a boy, he's supposed to be standing while peeing, not squatting. But then I realized when you're training him while he's young, it's okay to make him squat. And then as he grows to about a year and a half, he will actually stop because he'll be seeing other young boys peeing while standing. Or then actually at that age, they understand, and you can talk to them and be like, hey, you don't have to squat down, pee while standing, and they understand it and they'll do it. But as a baby, you can't tell them, hey, pee, and they pee, they won't pee. So you have to help them through it. So this I'm talking about starting at 2 months. If you keep doing this, just actually thank me for saving your money on pampers, yeah. So you'll be using less pampers, you will be less dirty because your baby's not going to be peeing on you, they're not going to be peeing on visitors because you're kind of training them. So make sure every time you feed the baby, you make them squat to pee. Every time you feed them, if you make them squat and they refuse, give them about 15 minutes. Don't take so long. They really pee quickly, so don't take so long. Give them about 15 minutes and try again, and they will pee. That's one. And then when they get to 4-5 months, because I believe at 4-5 months now, at 4 months, they're starting to sit, right? Now you can buy for them a potty. Now, moms, I know we love fancy things. Please Don't buy your child a potty that looks like a car. Don't buy your child a potty that actually looks like a seat that they want to keep sitting on in the sitting room while they watch TV, yeah? Don't buy them a potty that looks like a car that they're going to want to sit on and move around in the house while, driving it. Make sure the potty looks like a potty, yeah? So that they know it's only for a certain kind of business, and when I'm done with that, I play with my other toys. So if you realize your baby, because I've had moms telling me their babies want to be on the potty all the time, and I always say, can I have a picture? Can I see what that potty looks like? And usually you will see that the potty is so fancy. It's like a car. It's huge. It's what? So buy a potty that's nice. Yes, of course. I would also love a nice potty for my child, but it shouldn't be so potty, so toy-like. Yeah, it shouldn't be like a toy. Okay, now that we've bought the right potty, now when you buy the potty, when you start putting them on the potty, they are going to be rejecting it. Why? Because they're not used to sitting on it. Or maybe they will sit and then they get up right away because they're like, why am I sitting here? So when you are starting using the potty, you have to be there with them and hold them and make sure that they stay there. You might have to stay next to them or sit next to them so that every time they're getting up, you're putting them back down so that they stay on the potty, right? So now that you have a potty, every time you want your child to pee, you're going to make them sit on that potty until they pee, and then they can get up. At the start, please stay with them so that they get used to it. And then the other trick, let me tell you guys something. My baby never pooped the whole time I moved with him. Like me going somewhere and he poops while we're there and I have to clean up that mess. Never. It was always at home. That is after like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, it was always at home, and this is why. So every morning, our bodies, the way we train our bodies, you can actually train your body to do something and it will keep up with that routine. So the routine I'm suggesting that you give your child is to make sure that they poop every morning. Okay, make sure they poop every morning. So when your baby wakes up in the morning and they take their first bottle, if you feed them on a bottle or if you're breastfeeding them and they take that first breastfeed, before they bathe, put them on the potty first. Keep them there until they poop. The first day they might not poop, the second day they will, or the third day they will. And the moment you insist that every morning after taking tea, the baby is going to the potty, trust me, they'll be pooping every morning when you put them on that potty. And most likely, they won't be pooping again throughout the day. If they do, maybe it's because they could for any other reason, yeah? But if you train them that every morning they're sitting on that potty, they're most likely not going to poo again, because they are past that stage of being a baby where they are pooping all the time. So from like 8 months, most especially when they've started solids, when they start solids at 6-7 months, and now their stomach is getting a little bit stronger, right? Yeah, so at this moment, you can make sure they poop every morning on the potty, and trust me, they won't be pooping at any other time. Don't forget to also make them pee every after feed still. So now we are at the sitting stage. They've learned how to use the potty, and you know when to put them on. Now, kids start studying at what age? I think at about 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, some children really start walking early, like at 9 months, 8. And by the way, don't judge your baby based on someone else's baby. I'll give you guys an example. So at some point, I had a neighbor, and her baby was exactly the same age with mine. By then, my baby was about 9 months, yeah? So at 9 months, her child was already walking, but mine wasn't walking. And I used to feel like, but how come this baby is already making steps and mine is just crawling? They would play together, the other one is walking, and then mine is, crawling after him. And then my child started talking at about 10, 11 months, and her baby wasn't talking, okay? So mine is talking at 10 to 11 months. Hers is not talking, but he's walking. And then mine is talking, but then he's not walking. You get? So every child has their own milestone. Don't really compare your child to anyone else. And my child started walking at around, I think he started walking at around a whole year plus like 2 or 1 month plus. I think he started walking at around 13, 14 months, yeah? Okay, as wasn't talking. And then they finally caught up, and then they were both talking and walking. So do not compare your child so much with anyone else's child. These are 2 different human beings, and their growth rate may be different, yeah? The other thing that you have to learn is your baby's should I call them toilet clues? Like, you notice, what does your child do when they want to pee? Because at like 9, 10, 11, 12 months, when they're approaching a year, now they're walking around. Most likely they're walking around. But there are some things that they do when they want to pee or poop. For instance, my son used to hold, like, scratch his pee-pee, his penis when he wants to pee. So you'll see him touching the cloth where his penis is, and he's doing this, like he's trying to, I don't know, scratch it, or he would hold there. And then that, for me, I knew that is a sign that he wants to pee, and I would be like, Ryan, come, and then I would help him to pee. Yeah. And then for some babies, when they want to poop, there's one I've ever seen. My child, or since we had that schedule, we didn't really have that. But for some children, you notice them turning their face, and it's like they're doing. For some, you'll even notice they're trying to push that poop out, and yet they are seated there. So watch and learn what shows that my child wants to poop, and then you rush and bring for them the potty to sit on and poop. Yeah. So learn your child's clues. What do they do when they want to pee? Maybe they come and they're disturbing you. Actually, I've ever seen a child who comes to the mom and cries when they want to pee. And the mom knew. I was in a salon, the baby came, he was playing well, and then he came and started pulling his mom, and he wasn't saying anything, he wasn't talking yet. So he was just pulling his mommy and doing and the mommy was like, oh, you want to pee? And the baby said, So you see, she knew her baby's clothes, and then she took him out, helped him take off his panties, and he peed. So learn your baby's clothes. What do they do when they want to pee? What do they do when they want to poop? When you learn that, then you won't have dirty clothes, dirty diapers, because they will show you. Yeah. And then when your child starts talking, and now they can tell you they want to pee, they can tell you they want to poo, please do not wait for them to tell you. Okay? Be keen, like be on alert all the time. Don't wait for the child to complain that they want to pee, because most times what babies do is they ignore the pee feeling, most especially when they are playing. So if he's playing with his toys, he won't tell you that he wants to pee until he feels like now it's even coming out, and that's when he'll say he wants to pee. And most times, if you're not quick enough, while you're helping them, they're going to pee on themselves. So what does that mean? That means that you have to be keen. First of all, know their clues, but also without the clues or without them telling you they want to pee, just take time and know, I think he should pee now. For me, when I'm moving with my son, it's a rule. Before we go out, he has to pee first. Before we go to bed, he has to pee first. Before I go anywhere with him, he has to pee first. When we are leaving the place we went to, still he has to pee first. So the earlier the better, you know. So you tell them to pee before they actually tell them to pee. Like train them, yeah. And then at about 2 years, 2.5 years, now we have to train them to go on the toilet. Okay, because for me, my goal was at 3 years my child is going to start school, and I don't think there are potties at school. So that means by 3 years my child should be able to use the toilet, so that he goes to school and he knows how to sit on this toilet, he knows how to flush, or at least try to flush it. Yeah, but at least he knows that he can sit on the toilet and use it. Yeah, so that means by 3 they should be using the toilet. So for me, I started teaching him to use the toilet at 2.5 years. So what do? You have to discard the potty if you want him to use the toilet seat. Since the baby is now used to the potty, most likely they are going to reject using the toilet, and they will keep asking for their potty. So what you do, discard the potty without their knowledge. Like, you shouldn't let them see you discard it, but do all with it. So what I did, I hid my baby's potty, my son's potty. I hid it. And then he wants to poo, and he's like, Mommy, my potty. And I'm like, there's no potty. And he's like, what? I'm like, there's no potty. So what you do is you hold the child during their first times of using the toilet, because most likely they're going to be fearing using it, or you just don't want to risk them falling inside the toilet, right? So for the first times they're learning, make him sit on the toilet and hold him. Yeah, you're going to have to stand that smell until he's done. You're going to stand it. Yeah, so hold him, keep him there until he finishes to poop. All right. Don't bring back that potty again, please. Keep it away. And with time you notice that you don't need to hold him anymore. Now he can actually go on the toilet himself, hold himself, do his business, and then he'll call you when it's done to clean him up, right? Yeah, so after you train him to use the toilet, then I'm sure we are good. We've got to that stage, because when he starts school, what is there to train again after about potty training, right? Yeah. Right, so over. So anyway, guys, that's it. I had share with you guys today about potty training. Please do subscribe, leave a comment for me how your child learned how to pee, and also give the video a like. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.